What's up, guys? Welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Neal. This is your host, Anthony Lucas. Guys, today we're just gonna do something different today. I decided to ask a few individuals on. We should be live right now. It's probably a little okay. Yeah. Um, Today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna take a couple of suggestions on topics from individuals that we got on Facebook, and one of them actually stuck out to Anthony Lucas and myself. And I told Anthony Lucas, I was like, choose one, right? He chose that one. So I'm gonna let my brother go ahead and talk about the digital real estate. I know I got a couple of things to say about that, man. That's definitely a moneymaker right now, man. What are you doing in digital real estate right now? What's going on?
Right now I'm doing a lot of nothing that I'm not doing in digital real estate that I should be, man. To be honest, man, I'm not no millionaire, I'm not no billionaire. I got a nice little penny. Like, that's it. Nice little penny. But when I look at digital real estate, there's more of an opportunity for people like me, I don't want to say like you or the average middle class America. You know what I'm saying? And also, even lower classes, if that's how they want to invest their money. There's a lot of opportunity right in digital real estate, man. There's some lands that's going for like $10. Like I'm saying, like something as small as that you can go in and buy for $10, and just start buying up this area. Decentraland, Mana. Obviously, we already know it's going crazy. Sandbox is going crazy. You can buy real estate in there, but I think for like people like us, that sandbox might be a little too far fetched. You know what I mean? Like it might be a little too late for us to get up in there. If we were talking about this 2 years ago, then yeah, 100%. But there's still a lot of up and coming, metaverses, I guess, as you could say. Because when we think of the metaverse, we think it's one place. And metaverse isn't just one place, as we know. There's other places that have their own metaverse. Facebook has their own metaverse with the Oculus. Sandbox has its own metaverse. There's a lot of different, digital um video games that you can play, and also play while you're playing. You can also like, treat it like a real live, situation. You can buy a home, you can buy land, you can buy, properties and stuff like that. So it's just the biggest thing is doing your research right now and finding out or making that educated guess which one would be the right one. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like the biggest thing. Finding out which one would be the right one, and then hopping on it, because like as you see right now, man, like people with money are winning, bro. Like, what I'm saying? Especially like the NFT market. Like, I tell people, like, people ask about NFTs and all that stuff, man. I think it's great, but I think it's only great for rich people, bro. Like that's it. Like, and that's just my personal opinion on it. Just like with this real estate, I think it's great, but certain areas is only great for people with a lot of money. But I definitely see there's places here now that I've been doing like research and stuff like that. Here within the last couple, I want to say like 2 3 months, I've been doing a lot of like real estate research, because when you compare real life real estate to digital real estate, think about this. What the average person, we're told to buy a house, right? 30 years later, we pay it off. Now that house is worth 200, $300,000 more. But that normally doesn't happen. I'm saying, like, how many people really lived in one place for 30 years? Now they're selling their properties completely paid off. All they're doing is paying property taxes, and then now they got a positive 600, $700,000. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But with this digital real estate, man, it's very possible, man. You come in here, spend $5,000, $10,000, buy a nice piece of chunk of land, and then kind of hope for the best. Like if you take an educated guess, like what I'm saying, like I know that's what Atari did in the sandbox. Got that huge casino out there, man. Like it's and I like I'm heavy on Atari right now. I tell people like, look, once that sandbox gets up and running to like its full capacity, it's gonna be crazy in there, man. It's gonna be like Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, how like we're sitting here saying like, yeah, I want to go to Las Vegas for my birthday. People are gonna be saying I want to go to Atari for my birthday in the metaverse. Like, yo, let's all get up, let's put our headsets on, and let's go to Atari, bro. Like, what I'm saying? Like that's the world
That's
we
when
live in.
that's when bro, when that happens, when someone around me says that they want to go for their birthday to a virtual land,
Gonna happen, bro.
when that happens, I know it's the end of the world.
Nah, I don't think so, bro. Like, yo, for sure, it's gonna happen, man. 100%. That's going to be the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Like that people are gonna be saying things like that. Just think about the stuff our grandparents said. Oh, this will never happen, and now look. You know what I'm saying? Like people thought like flying cars would be far fetched. Another 20 years, people gonna be flying cars, bro. Like you're gonna have to get your driver's license and your pilot license. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're gonna have to do. That's the world we live in, right? So it's like, that's just like kind of my little short 2 cents on like digital real estate. So like tell me like what's your thoughts on it?
Well, like with me, man, I'm like, I guess like I'm with you in the sense of I'm not doing anything with it like that I should be.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
I just, I got my lanes, I stay in my lanes, and I'm just doing good right now with with what I'm doing, and it's working. So I feel like because of that, it put me into somewhat of a little bit of a comfort zone in that sense, I guess. So I haven't dove deep into the digital real estate yet, but I understand the concept. Like I haven't put any money to it besides having shares of Mana, but other than that, I don't have no digital land that I bought or acres. Digital acres is it still acres? Like like what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like so. I mean, look, I think for sure that it's like I told you in one of the last podcast episodes. We talked about it a little bit. I think for sure they're gonna make money with it because advertisements, man, advertisements. People want to see, Nike,
Yeah.
McDonald's, all these companies. They know the power of just like shoving something in front of somebody's eyes over and over again, right? Like they want
Yeah,
to put
yeah.
their signs everywhere. They know the power of that, right? It's just the way our brains work. So I get it. It's gonna be worth something. It's gonna make money. I think the what's really gonna make money in these virtual lands what's really gonna make these virtual lands really take off is obviously the advertisement section of it. People are gonna be able to make money off their land if they have a piece of land that's like popping, like a lot of traffic, a lot of people
Yeah.
from online all over the metaverse,
Hmm.
come into this one casino or whatever. That's traffic. That's boom. You got money there because of that. I think that's the number one thing that digital real estate, or maybe for the time being, is going to be huge for. I think the second thing is going to be celebrity access. I think people are going to start to feel like they have more closer access to celebrities just because they believe now, without me physically really knowing, that avatar is that celebrity
Hmm.
at that club,
Yeah.
and celebrities can pull that off because whatever system they create to verify it, like, oh, it's
Yeah.
verified, it's really Snoop Dogg,
Hmm.
look at him on camera, bro, come on, that could have been all recorded, one session for
Yeah.
him to be able to do whatever he wants and still be in the metaverse. Like, it's not going to be guaranteed. But anyway, even if it really is them with the headset on, it gives the fans like that feel of like I'm really right next to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like I'm
For
I'm
sure.
right here. I could talk to him. This is my chance. I could tell him my idea in my avatar form, in
Yeah.
my fucking whatever cartoon looking character form. Um, so that's number two. I think that's gonna be a big value. People are gonna be like, I feel like they have more access to celebrities or whatever. And then third is gonna be like kind of like what you said. You said and I told you, like, the day that happens, I think the world's over. It says somebody's like, "Yo, for my birthday, I want to go to this virtual reality." Right? I
Hmm.
think that can happen, like when the virtual reality becomes so good, like the quality, the technology behind it, the whole experience, where it's almost real. If not, you can't tell the difference or whatever. I think for sure there's going to be people that want to do that for their birthday, because maybe they don't feel like taking a, you know, fucking 16-hour flight to Australia, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to go real quick into a virtual reality and actually have a what would seem like a real experience, right? Boom. That'd be the third reason. But the third reason ain't coming no time soon, bro. But the advertising,
That's here.
I mean, we already have it. Trust me, I
Yeah.
do believe all that stuff. I just think they suppress technology. That's another rabbit hole. But I feel like that it's gonna the advertising and then the celebrity shit is gonna put the money into the system and feed it so that where the technology has enough space to advance, and one day it's gonna be like that. The third experience is gonna be like someone saying for my birthday, I want to go to Australia. Instead of taking that 16-hour flight, they're just gonna have a real life virtual experience. So I mean, I think that's what I think the value is of digital real estate. Right now, it's just money, advertising, and then eventually it's going to be experience for experiences more, and then eventually it's going to lead to people being able to use it to speed up their spiritual evolution. Because to have a spiritual upgrade or evolution of any sort as a human being, that means you have to have some kind of experiences, right?
Mhm.
Rough or good, it doesn't matter, right? Some kind of experiences in life. So I think when virtual reality gets to that point where it can do that for people without them leaving their damn house, where they could have an experience that shakes them up, or
Yeah.
makes them cry or motivates them or whatever the hell, right?
Mhm.
Like instead of you going to a Tony Robbins event for 3 days, they get that boost of energy to go kick some ass in the business world. Boom, you have this like virtual upgrade. Like it's crazy. Imagine you go to virtual reality to have the experience of living with the monks for 10 years, right? Like,
Yeah.
just going out
Yeah.
there and just living with them you get that experience, but in this virtual reality game, meaning in the virtual reality game, they'll manipulate. Obviously, it's a video game. They'll be able to manipulate the concept of time. So you could probably be in the video game for like 2 hours and had just experienced a 10-year life,
Yeah.
or 10-year experience somewhere else in a virtual reality game.
Mhm.
So you could come back wise as hell 2 hours later. Two
Yeah.
hours later, be a whole
Yeah.
a whole different person because you
Had
just had
kids and
10 years of
shit.
experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I think that's future though. Like, way in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, obviously, that's probably like, way, way in the future, I say it's like another like 30, 40 before we
It's
probably
gonna
see
happen.
some. Nah, yeah, for sure. It's gonna happen. It's like man, I don't know if you watch anime. I forgot what that one anime was. Oh man. Just watched it recently. Where they get like stuck in the future, or they get stuck in a game for like 2 years or something like that. And so
You
like
talking
pretty
about
much,
anime called Sword Art Online?
yeah, yup, yeah, yeah, that one. What was it called again?
Sword Art Online.
Yeah, yeah, Sword Art Online. Yeah, yeah. So like if you ever watch Sword Art Online, like that's how the future's gonna be, bro. Like there's gonna be people that like kind of get stuck in this thing. And then I think there's gonna have to be regulations. Like the government is gonna have to like put some type of regulations on VR. Like the whole virtual reality. There's 100% there's gonna be regulations put. Probably like, nowhere near any of our lifetimes, but in the future there's gonna have to be, because that can be very dangerous in a virtual reality more than a real life. You know what I'm saying? But
Like Inception.
huh?
Think about it. Think about it like Inception. And
Yeah.
that's why it could be that's why it could be happening already. I feel like we could be in a simulation and people can be waking up to it already, and we can see the effects of that in a way. But I feel like Inception, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, they were able to go through the dream worlds, and there was
Hmm.
layers to it. Remember, they can put themselves in multiple layers of a dream, and then that's when his girl went crazy because she was like, "Yo, like, what is base reality then? Do I like?" They had to kill themselves to get out of that, to get back to base reality, to get back to the real reality.
Yeah.
So like, remember she went crazy or whatever. She just kept killing herself, and she was haunting him or whatever, or maybe that was real. Who knows? That movie still confuses me. But anyway, the whole concept of it, that you could put yourself dream within a dream, or
Hmm.
in this case, a virtual reality within a virtual. Yes, you could, because think about it. Let's say I create a virtual reality today, and it's like this reality,
Hmm.
right? Let's say it's just like this. It's almost like real, right? Or what we think is real. And then in that reality, I'm Bruce or whoever the hell. Just I made myself somebody else,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, whatever, right? And let's just say in that virtual reality, as Michael Jordan, I decide to play a virtual reality game.
Yeah. I
Then you
mean,
had just successfully put yourself inside of one. And guess what? One of our theoretical physicists and quantum physicists, Dr. Michio Kaku, said that's one way we would kind of know we were in a simulation right now. When we get to the point where we can kind of create one,
Yeah.
and we already are doing that. So that's kind of like saying, in a way, that's what I'm saying. All these scientists are saying there's more evidence leaning towards like believing we're in a simulation than not believing we're in a simulation.
No, I don't think that. But I mean, yeah, I could see it because like I mean, you think about it like, the ocean, like, we know I was reading something up that we know more about another planet's crust than we know about our ocean. Like we know more about Mars than we know about the deep side of our ocean. Think is that crazy?
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's like that for a reason. It's not that we don't know; it's that they just can't say. Just like they don't say everything about Mars or the
Yeah.
moon, which is another rabbit hole, another episode. But yeah,
Now I
I
believe
mean,
it, man. I don't think we have like you think about it, the bottom of the ocean, bro, has got a lot of pressure. Like, you
nah,
know what I'm saying?
they got the technology to find that out to
Nah, I
go
don't
to
think
get
so,
through that.
man.
That's not too difficult. If we can get rockets timed and everything to go to the moon and go to other planets, they launch satellites in the air precisely perfectly. You're telling me we can't figure out how to make a device that can deal with pressure? Come
I
on,
think we can. It's just like, what is the benefits we get out of that though? Like,
they just can't tell us what's down there. That's just really what it is.
yeah, you
That's
probably,
simple. They just don't. They just can't tell us.
yeah,
That's what
you
they have
probably. I
to.
mean, they probably did see some crazy shit down there.
Yeah, there's shit down there, bro. Like there's real legit military personnel that spend a lot of time out in the sea,
Hmm.
and they see USOs, unidentified submerged objects.
Yeah, yep.
Right? They see USOs all the time. I mean, this has been recorded since like back in the day before we even had technology. There was captains writing about it in their diaries.
Yeah,
Like literally,
yeah,
right? There's mad documentaries about this stuff. So I would say go down the rabbit hole yourself. We could definitely talk about that in another episode. But in terms of like the virtual reality concept, digital real estate right now, I think I think it's definitely a part of the future because all we have been doing so far, I think, as a species, is just kind of rediscovering ourselves and what we're capable of. So it makes sense that all those things are happening and gonna happen. Like it just makes sense. We're going in that direction. Like look
yeah.
at all the stuff we've seen in all these movies growing up, and they're just all happening. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah,
Like
yeah. Now, I think, like you said, I think we can get put into a virtual reality on top
can't
of
know.
virtual reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it is very possible. I mean, because again, you think about it. Like, look how many people fucked up in this reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then people are gonna go to virtual. If you're a fuck up, you're a fuck up. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can you fix it? Yeah, you can. But if you're a fuck up in life, you're always gonna be a fuck up in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until you decide to change it. So, like, people are gonna think like this virtual reality is going to be a new way to like live a life. Because like you think about this, where virtual real estate is going to come virtual jobs. I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be virtual because people are going to want to make money. They're not going to like freelance and shit. So that means these brokerage are now is going to force their hand to now go into virtual reality brokerage, and then it's going to force them to have virtual reality real estate, which there already is virtual reality real estate, but are making a lot of fucking money right now selling land in virtual reality. Fucking crazy. So then with that is going to come, virtual reality, promotion and virtual reality marketing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the list goes on and on, like how many jobs is going to come from this. So when people are making this much money into a virtual reality space, what do you think comes next? Debt. That is going to come because that's the only way you can make it forward. There's no business in America that's operating 100% profit. No business at all. People are on an average are operating around 60, 70% debt.
Oh yeah, everything is debt right
Yeah.
now.
So
Um,
it's
because
gonna
of the way it
happen.
is.
So
But so
now,
that
so now people are gonna fuck up in the virtual reality world, and then they're gonna fuck up in the real life world. So now they need another escape, and that's just what's gonna happen, man. Like it's gonna come to that. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just looking for that next big jump, and like I said, like I think it's very possible for someone to be in a situation, or like you said, I mean, it's being in a simulation and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a firm believer on it, but I don't doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, I feel like For the most part, I feel like our lives are playing out for us. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you ever noticed, like whenever I get like too far ahead of myself too fast, something always like blocks it. You know what I'm saying? Like and like brings you back down so you get back up and slows you down. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I feel like that's like for everybody. Like, what do
Oh
you think?
yeah, yeah. But there's a science to that that explains that. So that's just everybody has a thermostat.
Yeah.
Everybody has a built-in thermostat. So and what's in control of that thermostat is your subconscious programming. Now that comes from your parents, your upbringing, your environment, la 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 la. 0 to 6, the most important programs. The rest of the years you still got programming, of course, but 0 to 6, the most important programs got in there, the strongest ones. Some of these, unfortunately, like viruses, they're not even the best programs, and studies studies literally show, and Bruce Limpton has a video about this too as well. Studies show um, the average person, like the majority of people, basically, the average person, which is the majority of people, have 90+% self sabotages subconscious beliefs. So that means the majority of everybody out here, me,
Hmm.
you, people listening right here, have about 80-90% self sabotaging beliefs, which means that every time you get yourself going and you find yourself kicking ass far ahead, you hit this whatever block. I've been there too, of course. I know exactly what that's like. When you hit that block, that's just because your the self sabotage is kicking in, the thermostat, everything's getting kicked in because your subconscious is like, whoa, 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 we're not even used to these. We're not used to these levels. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What does the thermostat do in your crib, right? If it gets too, because you guys like it cold as fuck over there, right? So
Yo, yes.
so so what happens if it gets too hot? Like the thermostat, what? It kicks in and it makes sure that you get back to that temperature you set it on. So right now, everybody has a financial thermostat, a thermostat for everything. So what you gotta do is figure out how to turn the dial for the thermostat. And the way to do that is to reprogram yourself subconsciously, which takes time, takes repetition. The only shortcut is emotional trauma. This is all proven scientifically. The only shortcut is emotional trauma, but no one wants to go through a near death experience to change their life right now. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't, I don't
Yeah.
recommend it. So we
Yeah.
do it the old-fashioned way: repetition, 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 repetition. Keep knocking on that resistance level. What happens? 3, 4 touches, you break the resistance level, and boom. So that's just the way it is. And some people could be a little bit harder than others because maybe they had different programming, nothing else. And some people are just like we said, a little bit more quicker, wittier, mentally, a little bit better at adapting, a little bit faster, or whatever, different abilities. But when you add those different abilities, no matter what those different abilities are, everybody has a self-sabotaging mechanism built in them. And that's what you're talking about, that whole up ahead and then poof. It's
Yeah.
not that someone else is in control. It's just that that's the way it is, and you're trying to do something that hasn't been done, maybe in your bloodline, because it hasn't been done in my bloodline. So that's gonna be tough. So that means that thermostat gonna keep kicking in. Like you can go up a couple of degrees at a time. It's not one of those things where you can just that's why people who hit the lottery, they go broke. 90+% of all of them almost. They went broke. Or you know what I'm saying? Or something crazy happened to them. Because it was just that thermostat. Imagine your house is used to being a certain temperature, but you somehow give it the craziest temperature ever. What's gonna happen? It's probably gonna malfunction and break,
Hey, look,
right?
I'm calling the maintenance man. That's what's going.
So
Cause I
that's
ain't
what
fixing
happens,
it.
guys. And the girls who hit the lottery, you know what I'm saying? They go from like having nothing to like what 100 mil. So immediately, that's why the rich people don't care about doing shit and whatever because they know no matter how much money the money is given out to all these people, they already got these self-sabotaging mechanisms. It's the financial thermostat's already set. So what's happening? The rich people know that the money's gonna just circulate right back into their hands because they got the right program already. They've been
Yeah.
passing that shit down for generations to generations. Our family's been passing down poverty for generations.
Nah, facts. Nah, I get it. I get it. That does make sense. But yeah, yeah. So back to just digital real estate. So like pretty much have you like looked into any type of lands or any opportunities like that? What are some of the things you look?
Honestly, I mean, like you said, I kind of feel like it might be too late for Mana. I think maybe not. I don't know. I haven't like looked into it, like actually went in there, you know.
Yeah.
But I would feel like it's too late only because all the hype and it's been around for a while already. But I think people are making money on Mana right now just from reselling land. I don't think all the advertising and all these ideas that I'm mentioning have kicked in yet, but I know they will. Mainly people are just reselling land like for a little bit more after they buy it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's basically just what they've been doing.
Yeah.
But for me at this point, bro, like I would rather just wait till I hear about another Mana like thing get created, and I
Mhm.
would want to be one of the first ones in there. Like I just gotta keep my eye out when there's a because there's always a number two, number three, number four, number five, right?
Yes.
Who's that? We don't
Yes.
know yet, right?
Well,
So
there's a couple people that's competing with like
Mana,
yeah, well it's really Sandbox. But yeah, it's Sandbox is like where the real estate. Mana is just kind of like more like Decentraland, kind of like guess like their currency or something like that they're using inside the Sandbox. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
play sandbox, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So like there is a couple different places like I said that have it that I've looked into it because I mean if you think about it really like Sandbox and those areas are like no one first ever wins like the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Like what was it like before I don't know well before what the first PC that came out was what a Macintosh or something like that, right? Yeah, what did the Macintosh turn into Apple, I think it was?
was it a Macintosh? Was the first one?
I don't
I
know.
think.
Whatever the
Yeah.
first PC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the first PC? Like, is that the best PC? You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, of course not. The
No.
creators who created the first PC, not the best one right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like even now, when you think about just even PC, like there's so many different good ones that are making so much fucking money. Saying like so much money. So many different processors that are making so much money, you know, so many different things. So it's like there's going to be a number two. There's going to be a number two. Right now, it's just everybody knows about Sandbox. Saying everybody knows about Sandbox and Decentraland is Mana. There's going to be a number two, number three. What I think is going to take over number two is the one that's going to have the better graphic. Because right
Oh
now
yeah,
it's just fucking, it's like little Xbox avatars and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
man. I
kid
was just
shit.
thinking,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the next one that comes out with a cool like how Sword Art Online was, like a cool fighting, some type of shooting, whatever it is, like some type of genre around there, like around Call of Duty or around like any RPG. I want to say like World of Warcraft
like
and stuff like
like
that.
DC Universe.
Yeah, like some DC Universe type shit. Yeah, so like I'm gonna say like the next person that's gonna come out with some type of like battle royale or like some type of like area where you can live a life and fight and shoot and do all those cool things that people want to do that they're too scared of in real life. Whoever comes out with that is going to win. I think that's going to be the big one. And
Yeah,
hopefully, I mean, well, nah, hopefully it's not Facebook, man, because Facebook does some shady shit. Like they're just shady.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, no, I don't think
When,
Sandbox is
when are
gonna
they
win.
gonna change to? When is it gonna officially change to Meta?
It already did. It's been did. I want to
Oh,
say
so
like a month and a half ago.
so that they're not gonna change the website?
No, it's called Metaverse. Facebook is still Facebook, but I mean, well, it's called the stock is
Oh,
called
it's
Meta.
two separate things now.
Yeah, I think it's like Instagram. Like Facebook is Facebook, Instagram is Instagram, but it's still powered. Like it'll say like underneath. I think it says underneath. It says like powered by like. But their stock
Uh,
already changed. They changed their name. It's called Meta. Like if you look up Facebook stock, it says Meta.
wow. So that was like a total rebrand, avoiding. It was avoiding something.
No, yeah, they were avoiding. Oh, you don't know the story about Facebook, bro? Like, why they changed their
Yeah.
name? So they changed
Oh
their
yeah. We
name.
we we talked about it a little bit last time. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know they're
yeah,
going through court and all that crap they're going through.
yeah. Because they were going through court, and they needed a rebrand. So they had that whistleblower and stuff come out, and then say that stuff about Facebook, the stuff that they had on there, child pornography, killing, executions on there that they had, and they were kind of letting it rock. Like they knew about it, they knew it was on there, but they weren't doing too much about taking it off. I mean, a lot of these apps, man, like you know what I'm saying, like when you like Vine, like Vine, you know why Vine got taken down, or like it was so big and it instantly went away. It was because there was a lot of child pornography. Like it
What the
was,
fuck? I
yeah,
honestly never used Vine. I just heard of it, never used it, and then I haven't heard of it lately. So I
yeah,
guess that's
man.
why it happened.
Yo, Vine went and left instantly because they couldn't control like the child, because there was like little kids on there getting on there crazy, like stuff that I don't want to talk about on here. But
Yeah, nah,
same
that's
thing
next
with
level.
yeah, that's a next level podcast I'm not ready for. But like the same thing with Reddit, bro. Like Reddit got scrutinized really hard. They were getting in trouble too, and then that's why like Reddit had like a whole like they like redid their whole app and stuff like that and like, powered it up. So like the
Yeah,
Facebook too, like and it's good that there's people out there that control that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they're out there protecting kids because kids need protection from themselves and stuff like that.
oh hell yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
it should be there should be some kind of question or something that gets questioned or like before you enter a website. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. But I mean that you can always get around that stuff, man. But yeah, so like stuff like that is why like a lot of these apps like they get a bad name, they get a bad rep, and they try to like
Yeah,
try to tell the people like it's all politics, tell the
yeah,
people, oh
yeah.
yeah, no, we're not that no more. We're this now. We're the metaverse.
So
So
are
it's like,
people in the metaverse already?
yeah, yeah, in the metaverse, yeah, of course. There's people walking around Sandbox right now. That's like I said, the Atari place and all that.
Wait,
It's
so the metaverse with Facebook is the sandbox, or
no,
just
no, no.
any of them?
Metaverse, yeah, it's his own. It's Oculus. That's what their metaverse is, right? Is
But
Oculus.
so they're utilizing sandbox.
No, no, they're not utilizing Sandbox at all. They haven't done any like partnership. It would be wise for them to do a partnership with Sandbox. Get there.
So how do you wait? So how do you enter the metaverse?
PC. You could go through a PC. So like
But
you
you
go
need
on
Oculus.
PC and like you walk around.
But you need
Um,
the Oculus though.
no, no, no. You get on there with your regular PC.
You're
Your
gonna
regular
just what you
computer.
gonna move the guy around with the arrows?
Yeah, yeah. You can move the guy with your keyboard and mouse, or joystick, stuff like that. That whatever you have. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. You go walk around. You can go check out the Atari. You go check out land and stuff like that. All that
What?
stuff, bro. Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's
crazy in there. You never seen it? Check it out, man. Go check out Sandbox, man, on stuff like that.
yo. So real quick though, have you heard about what they're trying to do with how they've been attacking Joe Rogan in his
Yeah,
podcast? Somebody else commented
yeah.
about that
Somebody
on
did
the
call.
Facebook.
Yo, Joe Rogan's people are strong, bro. Like you just can't mess with somebody that has that much influence. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and also he's got the power of conservatives. Don't mess with
Bro,
conservatives, bro.
he had like 11 million views on like one
Yeah,
video.
yeah. They're I don't know what they were thinking, but Spotify is paying big time for it. But maybe this is down the rabbit hole. Maybe it was planned, bro.
Look, I think this is what it is. I think he had Dr. Robert Malone and Peter McCullough on his podcast. That's really what got all the attention. These guys are legit. Like Robert Malone holds the like 9 patents for some scientific stuff that has to do with patents, bro. I mean, that has to do with vaccines and stuff. So he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's probably one of the most, if not the most qualified person on the globe to talk about it. So,
Yeah,
so why the hell would Joe Rogan? Why is Joe Rogan getting shit for having this legit guy on his podcast who's telling you legit scientific facts?
yeah,
Like why? Because it's against the vaccine or
yep,
whatever. Like no, he's doing something noble. They're trying to take away all these doctors that are speaking out. They're trying to take away their licenses. They're trying to mess with them. He said he's like, yo, I'm in my 60s. I don't even care at this point. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
can take the license,
yeah,
man. I'm not with this. This ain't right. So all Joe Rogan did was have these guys on his podcast. Now he's getting all this crack. And to be honest, it's not really all this crack because it's really not that many people coming at them like that. I think they're just exaggerating it, and I think they're lying about it, about how many people. Like they said some shit the other day. What the hell was the name of the article? Or the title said some crazy number. 172 doctors want Joe off Spotify. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
stop lying.
yeah,
What 172? Get out of here. Some random number. I was like, they just really be trying to like they really use the media, bro, to
Yeah.
lie a lot, to lie big time.
Yeah, nah, it's like my thing is like you just can't like you have to pick and choose your battles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the wrong battle to fight, bro. I'm not fighting on Joe Rogan, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the open conservative, he brings, real people with real, documentation, real educated people. He has all sorts of life. So like, again, like from the hoodest person of the hood to, the highest colleague of the world listens to Joe Rogan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's had Kanye West, he's had doctors, his lawyers, he has all these people who's like celebrities, singers, dancers, whatever it is. He doesn't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has them all on there. And then if there's a topic to talk about and that's hot right now, he's talking about it. So it's like, for them to think that was go well
It's
was
not even working. It's not even working.
no, it's not working.
Nobody's going against Joe. Joe's like the
Oh,
nicest, fucking
yeah,
coolest, calmest, fucking most realistic dude out. It's like just he's a dude that just goes with the flow. He's not like he doesn't just like believe conspiracy theories either. He's like he really wants facts. He really wants to
yeah,
know who when he wants to hear both sides. He's like a very fair guy. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's gonna win that battle against Joe. Like, come on, man. He got crazy, a big army on all these
yeah.
platforms,
Nah, for
and
sure, for sure.
he's straight. But yeah, it's funny how they try to do that though. How they try to silence you, right? Using social media and media in general when you speak against certain things. And you know what? Like it is what it is. I hope by the time the down rabbit hole really starts to blow up, that
Yeah.
that we live in a different world. But even if we don't, it is what it is. I'm ready for that to take that straight on too. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna hold my tongue, and we're gonna tell the truth on this podcast. So
Nah,
anything
for
we ever talk
sure.
about,
Yeah,
we'll keep
yeah.
it real.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Like you said, I'm big in facts. Like I don't want your opinion. I want to know. That's that's what I'm both go after. Like, I know that's what I go after. Look for facts. So I don't want nothing that's opinion based or somebody like, oh, I think, like, once somebody says I think, you lost me. Oh, like, that's
Yeah,
it. Like,
and if we ever talk about something that isn't fact, I will say that it's not fact.
yeah, yeah. Or
that,
if it's like
that
my
I will
opinion.
tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah, I
it's
will
my
tell you
opinion.
it's an opinion, it's a theory, it's
Yeah.
a rumor, but I'm not if it's a fact, I'm gonna tell you it's a fact. So
Nah, yeah, for sure, yeah. But I just think like my thought behind it, like when this all first came out, and then I instantly found out that Spotify stock lost $2 billion. My thought
lies.
was,
Lies.
no, that's not lies, man. That's fact.
That had to be lies. There's no way they lost that much just because Joe.
Yeah, yeah, no, their stock went down, bro. That joint took a hit. You didn't look at it on the
Bro,
market.
that's somebody pressing a button.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I think there's something behind it. I think like, him and Joe Rogan and Spotify like came together and were like, look,
I
like,
see
you know what
what
I'm
you're
saying? Like,
saying.
yeah, look, we can make some
Yeah.
serious
Nah, but
money.
I don't think Joe's like that, but maybe they did that on
Or
purpose.
maybe they
Joe's
did
just
it. Yeah, maybe
yeah,
they did it because that's a good time to sell some stock because they see the market's crashing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They see the market's going down every day. Like,
yeah.
so again, for them to get ahead of selling some stocks, that's the way to do it right there. Like, you know
Yo,
what I'm
it
saying?
might be a good time to buy some Spotify.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I already did. You didn't buy none? I bought
Nah, I
some.
didn't buy it. I got a
Yeah,
chart. I got a
yeah,
chart.
yeah. I've been buying some. Yeah, buy some, bro. Like, buy some, but don't buy a lump sum like every
I
week.
just don't. I just feel like there's a good chance that it could drop some more.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like every week, so like whenever the best advice I could give somebody, and well, I'm not saying this is advice, is financial.
There's no way.
Let me put out that warning. I'm not a financial advisor and all this other stuff.
just,
Uh,
just
yeah,
education and
yeah.
entertainment.
This is just my personal opinion and what I would do in a situation or what I am doing. So anytime like things like have a big hit like that. So like you heard of Everbright? Everbright, like that big real estate company in China that just, like their debt, they were lying about their debt and it just so like Everbright was enough. I'll buy every week a certain amount of stock, put a certain amount of. I don't want to put a money on it because then somebody's gonna follow and say. But I put a certain amount of number every single. so I can get into areas that I don't know that it may dip some more, or it may or it may go up and I'm buying high. Still, well, everybody's still been dropping on with Spotify. So like the same thing. So every week, and they say also with Bitcoin, like some of the best things. It's better to buy in every week to put in a loan. So you'll make a
Oh
lot more
yeah,
profit.
and definitely when you add chart analysis. If you add
Yeah,
chart analysis, yeah.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, stuff like that too, or getting in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, like Tesla, man. But you guys didn't get in Tesla when like eight. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, there's a video. Sheesh. It's like 8 minutes long. I don't know the title of it. I'm not sure if you've seen it before. Let me see if you could pull it up right now. We could watch a couple of minutes of it real quick. The video. You can go ahead and start. You can go ahead and start going to YouTube. I'm gonna get the name of it right now. All right, so it's a 15-minute video. They could watch all of it on their own, but we could watch the first 5 minutes of it real quick. Um, it's a guy talking about what's going on right now. We're in a super bubble phase.
Can
Yeah,
everybody hear me? I know I'm a little far from my mic. Hold on. Sure. There we go. All right.
yeah.
So I just want to make
Actually,
sure everybody can hear me too. I gotta put like the mic like right in my face here. On this screen. So what are we typing?
type in the name of the video. Type in this with quotations, right? So quotations. This is a warning for you, and then put the little line and put
This
Grantham. Grantham, I guess that's his name. Jeremy Grantham. Grantham.
Gran.
You don't have to put Jeremy. It just says Grantham, his last name.
All
This is
right.
a warning for you, and then Grantham.
How do you spell Grantham?
Gran.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and as Nancy, Tham.
All right, Grantham.
Yeah,
This right here?
type in. It should be a 15-minute video with everyone is going to be wiped out written on the front.
All right,
Should be on
right up.
YouTube.
Yep, right up here at the top. Something about this.
It's,
Let's see. Can you see it on my screen?
what's the thumbnail look like? That's how I would know.
Oh, this one is we're in the super bubble now. It's on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
All right, so hold on real quick. Let me go to YouTube.
Yeah, all you gotta do is type in that name, and the name. This is a warning for you should pop up.
All right. I got this is a warning for you, Grantham, right here.
Yeah,
8 hours ago, he posted it. Or I guess
yeah,
it's free investing right here.
yeah,
Yep, 15 minutes. This is a 15-minute video.
yeah. Put the volume up.
All right.
Specialize in. You don't have 2 years of buying frenzy, dying overnight typically. Even in 1929, you had some magnificent rallies. Buy the dip is the watchword of practically every brokerage house out there. And it always is. You never, almost never, have a major brokerage house say, the game's over, guys, duck. It doesn't happen. The commercial imperative is overwhelming to stay bullish. It's how you make money. The trend line, being slightly generous, is 2,500. And most of the great bubbles, the super bubbles, go below trend and stay there for quite a while. In the Greenspan era, that tendency stopped. In 2000, yes, the NASDAQ came down 82%, which was fairly brutal. Amazon came down 92%. But the Federal Reserve raced to the rescue so loudly and strongly that they stopped the decline in the S&P at trend line. It only declined 50%. 50% is a big decline, but it was only enough to get it back then to trend. This time trend is at most 2,500. And I would expect, even if the Federal Reserve tries to do the same, it will be hard to prevent the market from declining to that level. And of course, it declined very quickly, 50% in 1929. It declined 50% in 3 years in 2000. And the housing market, which was another great American super bubble, went all the way back to trend.
Jeremy, it's one thing to predict a collapse in stock prices. It's another altogether to tell investors they should sell. Should they?
As I said a year ago, I think they'll do pretty well by selling. I'm sympathetic to how difficult it is to get out entirely out of equities. And I would point out, as I did last year, that there are less overpriced parts of the equity market around the world. In fact, everywhere is less overpriced than the US. The US is the peak of this bubble as it was in 2000. And what it meant then is what it will mean today, and that is the US will decline a whole lot more than the rest. It's also true that the value end of the spectrum, as opposed to the growth end, is about as cheap as it gets. So if you can combine those by buying value stocks outside the US, I would say particularly emerging markets, but there's quite a few countries, Japan, the UK. If they're overpriced, they're only moderately overpriced. The US is not moderately overpriced. It is shockingly overpriced.
Given where things are and your level of certainty, would you short an index? Would you short tech stocks? Would you short the S&P 500?
We are indeed short a decent amount of Russell 2000s. So we haven't been hurt in the last year, which is amazing. We're also short about half as much again in the NASDAQ, which did hurt us, but not sensationally. In any case, I would never short an individual name. I would only short a broad index. And the indices I would short personally, if I was up for that, would be the Russell 2000, because they have a high density of flaky companies that aren't making any money, and the NASDAQ, which also has a high percentage of companies not making any earnings at all. What makes the NASDAQ more complicated is that it has these remarkable FANG stocks in it. And that makes life complicated.
What if I'm a long-term investor?
It's on YouTube, bro. You gotta hate him.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like, what the f is in your mug? And I would just tell them.
And I look at history, and history tells me that over time, independent or including crashes, stocks deliver a handsome return. And if I just stay in the market, I'll get that return, whether it's 7% or 8% or 9% or 10% over time.
You know, if you could set your dial for 50 years and throw the key away, that might make some sense. But let me remind you that in 1929, you didn't get back in real terms until about 1954. That's a long wait. In 2000, you didn't get back for 13 years. By modern standards, that's a pretty long wait. And in Japan, which is really the granddaddy of both bubbles, land, and stocks, they are not back to their 1989 peak today. That is a very, very long wait. So if you think you can stand it for 10 or 20 or even 30 years, be my guest. But history says a lot of you will not stand it. A lot of you will become more conservative deep into this kind of correction. We have a relatively humble measure of success, and that is at some future date, if you got out when I said get out, you will be glad. It doesn't mean you won't suffer in the meantime, but at some future date, you will be glad.
Long, bro. It's like
that worked in Japan.
But you see that? I mean, he makes total sense in a lot of ways, and I feel like I feel like we're already kind of seeing, a big decline already.
Yeah, for sure.
Since a lot of money was like moved out of the stock market, we see a decline already. So I don't know how much more to go, but that's a real. What I love about it is the fact. The rest is like stipulation, you know, educated guesses. But what the part that I really that got me the most was how most people think the best strategy is just hold, because if you just hold, time has proven it's going to come back
Yeah,
to where it was and make a new high.
not
Okay,
all the
that's
time.
cool, but history has shown that sometimes it can take 10 to 30 years to go back to where it was. So
Yeah,
like, do you really just want to sit and wait, or I think the better strategy is like he said, and I also I think Warren Buffett does that, takes a lot money out the stock market cash, um, because yeah, it's a long wait. There's so much more you can do with money in general. You can move it
yeah,
around to different things, and diversify and whatever. Not even in the market, but just outside the market. So yeah, I think I agree with him. So I never knew that. When I saw this video, I was like, wow, I never thought of seeing what the gap was for every market crash, like how long it took to actually get right back to like where it was.
yeah,
And
for
wow,
sure.
that surprised me, bro. I thought it took like a year or two.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Like, I didn't know that. That was eye opening for me as well, man. Like, just to think about that, bro. Like, that's crazy because a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people like us out here that like live in this market. Like, you know what I'm saying, like where we make our money, all that stuff, and but for sure, I'll tell you right now, like that long. You know what I'm saying? I want to say like 2 weeks. I like closed all my stocks and only put into a couple stocks now. I went from having like almost 30 or 40 different stocks, probably 10, maybe 15.
It's the best time to just be a trader. Just be a
Yeah,
trader.
no,
Just
for
in
sure.
and out, in and
Yeah,
out, in and out. Percentage. 1%, 2%, 3%. In and out, in and out. That's the best way to do it right now, because you can make money going up and down, and it's not just stuck to like the value of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's stuck to the value of the dollar, and yeah, the dollar is going down in value, blah blah blah, whatever. Milk's gonna go up in price by $1. Chicken's gonna go up by 50 cents, or whatever the hell they're saying, right? Gas is gonna go up by $1. Right? Like,
yeah,
okay, cool, I get it. But when it's all said and done, no matter how long it takes the market to go back up and higher, $1 is still $1. $5 is still $5, and I get it. There's going to be a difference there, but I don't know if that difference is greater than the difference of a 50% retracement in the market with all your money in it,
yeah.
and
Nah, I
taking
don't.
10, 20, 30 years to recover. So
Yeah, nah.
you know,
I
I
don't
don't
think.
know if the difference is going to be that big. I don't think so.
Yeah, nah. I don't think that's a goal for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my biggest thing is controlling my money. And my biggest thing is why I don't even get into real estate, or I haven't really got into digital real estate, is because again, it's like I don't. I feel like there's so much more I could do with my money than have 100 or $200,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what a that's a investment of 5,000. Like, I'm getting $5,000 a year. like,
Yeah,
like,
nah,
you know
just
what I'm
trade
saying?
it.
Like 8,000. Like, if I'm not like I'm a type of person like, yeah, like small gains don't really like impress me. And I think that's usually like my problem with. I'm like a more like a home run person. Look for too many because I hit a lot of home runs. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I started trading, like, bro, like my first week of trading, I made 32. Not like, hey, look, no, everybody's not gonna do that, y'all. Not me, like, just talking. They know what I was doing. This is something I 100%. I got lucky. Got put into a program. Put $3,000 at a trader account. I was just taking their calls, and I was out there gambling. So that's really what I was doing. I wasn't trading. I was gambling, bro. And I was just putting like unforeseen things, and I kept putting it in 50-cent dollar lot size. Had like 10 of them open at once. Like, but again, I didn't know what I was doing. I lost like 17. Took everything.
Yeah.
but I was still happy. But like even still, like you know what I'm saying, like people don't and then
Okay.
losing 10%, 20%, huge. Like and the money you have, a lot of money
I
in
mean,
there.
and market corrections are worse because market corrections are like, 50%, 30% easy, and then you get the occasional market correction that's like 70%, the one that goes all the way below the 786 on the Fibonacci, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that happens a lot in crypto. That happened with all the cryptos just recently. A lot of them dropped 50 to 70%, right? That's a huge retracement. That's not like a little retracement. That's not a little bit. Like if everybody has like let's say somebody has all their money in a 401k right now, right? And they got
worst thing ever.
100,000. I don't know, whatever they got. I don't care. Just put a
Yeah,
number out there. And the market goes through a crash. And let's say that person is like, I don't know, that person is like 50 years old right now.
they're
They're about
washed.
like 10 years. They're about 10 years away from retirement or so, right?
Washed.
Guess what? They can't retire now.
Nope. And it's
They
happened
can't retire
2008. You know that, right? Yeah.
because now if the market makes a 50% retracement, that value of what they had went down 50%.
Yep.
So
Washed.
now they live off 50% of what they were expected to live off of it. They can't even live off of 100% of what the 401k was going to give them.
Just to think about it. So to put it like this in perspective, 2008 is when the last time that really happened and affected everybody.
And
2008
that was
market,
small.
and that was a small crash. Yeah. So, well, I want to say 2021 is like when the market kind of started breaking new highs. So from 2008 to 2021, so that person that was 50 years old in 2008 is now what, 60, 70 years old in 2021. And so it's like now you can retire, bro. Like now your money's back where it was, like or back where it was, like a little bit more than where you were at before. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what I'm saying.
hurt.
Market corrections are like not. If you have all your money tied into the market, a market correction is like can be devastating for some people, especially if they were, let's say, all their eggs was in that basket. That's all
Yeah,
they had. So like you want to be like a trader if you're going to be involved in the markets at this moment. I think it's best to be a trader to get in and out. Even if you are just buying shares and holding for a day, intraday, maybe even a little bit of swing, you can get some moves, some 5% gains, 3% gains. They're always happening in every market, every single day. There's
for
moves
sure.
happening up or down. So you can still make your percentages. I follow guys that trade all types of stuff, and I trade all types of stuff, and the market just goes up and down. You can still get your percentage as a trader,
For
and
sure.
and that's really what you should be doing. Everybody should be doing right now. If you want to be involved with the markets, don't sit there and try to build a portfolio right now. Nah, trade, get in and out, in and out, in and out. There might be some companies that I would say are probably recession proof or definitely uh, might have recession proof for this specific time era. There might be some new companies and new products or services that will actually grow
Yeah,
during the market crash because of whatever happens in the world, right? So
life insurance, bro. Life insurance always grows during market crashes, man. There's well, Candace has a policy. I got a Candace on a nice policy, where even if the market crashes, it's 1.5%.
yeah, there's some things that are literally market crash proof, right? And including some companies, right? So sure, you can do that, but that also requires skill. You're gonna have
Yeah,
to know what you're looking at, do the research, and invest
networking.
wisely. Yeah, and the same thing with trading. It's gonna require skill. You're gonna need
Yes.
some education. And with that being said, for those who are listening, if you don't know, I am actually, I guess you could say, the owner of a group, Bullish Currency Community. What we do is we trade. I've been trading now for going on 4 years, and actually teaching my group now for 3+ years, and we trade every single day. I know Anthony traded with us. Pretty much, we do this every single day except for the weekends.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what topic. I mean, we come into the episode. Let's talk about trading, investments
Trading.
next episode. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe we'll see, man. I don't know. I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking about even more interesting topics. I
I'm
think
talking about
trading
going
is.
down. I'm not talking about actually trading. I'm talking about going down a rabbit hole of trading, like markets and stuff like that.
Oh, like teaching the people the markets.
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
like the conspiracy behind it. What's going on?
oh,
Like
oh
like these
yeah, yeah,
dips and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah,
Controversial talks like
oh
Spotify
yeah. But like
and
the fact that the market has to behave based on
yeah.
some universal
I'm not
laws,
talking about. Look,
and also
we're not gonna be
that
teaching on this show.
someone has a button.
Yeah,
Someone has a little button somewhere. They just press it, and the market just goes up or down.
we can talk about how 9/11, bro. How that nice little M set up, that M set up real nicely on 9/11, bro. Like we can talk
Yeah,
about stuff like that.
true. It's true. Yeah.
So what do you
Well,
think?
man, we got a lot of good topics to talk about. I know um, the viewers and people on Facebook have some suggestions, so we'll take a look at everything. We'll see, what we're gonna make next episode about, guys. But definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I'm your host, Bruce. Tune in next time. We're gonna go over some random topics, interesting topics. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole, and as always, we're gonna keep it real. Anthony,
Nah, man. Just like everybody, make sure you guys are following the Twitch channel. We're almost there to 50 followers. Where we get there. Once we get to 50, we'll probably do a giveaway. What do you think? Once we hit that 50 follower, let's do a giveaway.
what we should do? We should do a giveaway, but a giveaway where a Facebook giveaway where they got to share the post promoting our next
Yeah,
podcast. We'll give
yeah,
the winner $100.
yeah. I'm down with that. So yeah, let's talk about that with the community. Let's get this word out. Some look.
Oh, we should make a goal then. How many we should like? Okay, we want 100. We want 100 viewers on the next podcast episode. Actually, you know what? Make it. We'll make it 50, right? 50 viewers on
Yeah,
our next podcast episode, right? 50 viewers, and one of those viewers that stays to the end, we'll choose a random person. We'll do it random online too. One of those softwares. They'll see
yeah.
the screen. One of them gets picked. We'll give them $100.
I'm down. Let's do that.
Cash app right away.
Yeah,
Cash.
let's put
Cash
that out.
money.
Cash
We'll send
money
you
straight.
Bitcoin. We'll send you Shiba. We'll send you Dogecoin.
Send you
We'll
whatever
send
you
you all
want.
types of coin.
Yeah, whatever coin you want. Look, let's make it. Yeah, let's send them a cryptocurrency. Let's send them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Let's
send you
them
some
that.
Ripple, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't get
Well,
that on
look,
Coin.
I sold all my ripples, so I ain't got none. But I'll trade it with you. I'll put it in your MetaTrader account so
Send
you
you
can buy
some. We'll
some.
send you some gold, some silver,
I could do
some
that.
actual metal. We'll
Yeah,
mail it to your house.
commodities.
$50 worth of gold.
Yeah. Well,
Nah,
all right. That's all I
$50
got for
worth of
y'all.
gasoline. We'll send you $50 worth of gasoline.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's liquid gold right now, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Again, thank you for tuning in. My boy Bruce got me. Yeah, see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.